Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this final Champions League preview. We're leaving it a bit late, 2 hours away from kickoff, but better now than never. So, of course, we're going to be talking about PSG and their hopes for this year's Champions League. Now, looking a bit into their form coming up into this game, they've had a very decent preparation period, winning all their games. French Cup final against Saint-Etienne and the League Cup final against Lyon. It's been in play-wise, it's been pretty controversial. Some saying that PSG haven't played well or haven't played to their full capacities. And another thing that's kind of made this preparation period difficult for PSG is all the injuries they've had. So Verratti's out. Mbappe won't be in the starting 11 tonight and starting on the bench. Di Maria is out. So, of course, a lot of suspensions that are bad for PSG. Of course, Icardi has been dreadful since the restart as well. So, not a lot of positives going into this, but this poses the first question we're going to be talking about. Is PSG's worst enemy in this Champions League still themselves?
Yeah, I think as you said, the injuries are gonna play a big part. They're missing a lot of key players, especially on that midfield area, in midfield and attack with Mbappe and Verratti. I think they do have the squad depth to fill it in. But I think that's gonna hurt them. I think they also have to think about the next games. As I said, I think that's why Mbappe is on the bench because they don't want to risk him playing and getting injured in case they win. I think they want to keep him on as a super sub. So I think that's a smart move from PSG. Just waiting to see how the game plays out first before bringing out the big guns and the injured guns. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Max. I mean, I feel like PSG, like their worst enemies themselves for now, because like there's so much pressure on Mbappe and Neymar right now. Like Neymar, literally, it's been 3 years we're waiting for like this moment. Like Neymar's like pressure is like huge right now. So I mean, even the PSG fans right now are getting so much pressure to the players because like we've been waiting so long. I mean, last year, Man U, Barcelona. I mean, and like this year is maybe our year. I mean, our it's not an
Don't
easy
jinx it,
draw, but like
Alex.
we have the best draw possible. I don't want to jinx
Yeah.
anything, but then yeah, of course, Di Maria, Verratti, like not playing, it's gonna be hard. But I mean, I don't think PSG is in a bad form right now. I mean, like they, even if their two last games weren't the best games, they still ended up with the dub, got the two trophies. So like, I mean, they're confident. Then I mean, I think they're good, but then the next few games maybe are gonna be hard. But like if they beat Atalanta, I can see I think Bayern Munich against PSG final in the Champions League.
Big calls,
Yeah.
big calls. Yeah. Psychologically, I think PSG looks stronger than all the past years. Even like I think Neymar actually being fit and ready to play has changed absolutely everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it feels like before there wasn't like a player you could put loads of pressure on at PSG, and that player could like Thiago Silva couldn't take the pressure, Mbappe couldn't really take the pressure, Verratti or whatever. But Neymar, he got enormous pressure on the second leg. He could take it. Masterclass against Dortmund in the second leg. We'll see if he can reproduce that tonight against Atlanta. But Neymar's a brilliant player, so should be pretty optimistic about the chances. Yeah, I mean, their biggest opponents still are themselves, but I think now they're way stronger. And I think, yeah, like Alex, I think PSG can go all the way this year. If there is a year where they can do it, it's definitely this one. Looking at the draw and how everything's set up, it's very, very plausible.
Yeah.
So then, looking at the team now, uh, talking about the injuries, Verratti, Di Maria, Then you've got, Meunier leaving, Kouassi's left, Kurzawa's injured, I think.
Yeah.
How big of an impact is all this going to have on PSG's playing style and just, the players not being there?
I mean, for this game, I think it's gonna be okay because like we have like a huge Pablo Sarabia that's pretty good in really good form. You have Ander Herrera that's gonna replace Verratti, Paredes if so. I mean, they've been playing really good in the last few games. Then Meunier is a big loss. It's a big loss for PSG in the right back position. Kurzawa, he was not even going to start. I think like Juan Bernat is back from injury, so I don't think it's going to impact that much. But Di Maria maybe is the player that like has the most impact between all the players, obviously. But like Sarabia, Icardi, and Neymar, they can do a nice trio up front, and I don't think like against Atalanta, I don't think it's going to have a huge impact. But if we go through the semifinals, if they're still injured, I mean, Di Maria is just suspension from a yellow card, but if the others are still injured, like Mbappe, if he's still like uncertain for the next few games, it could have a huge impact.
Yeah, as you said, Max, there are a lot of players missing, but I think that's why, as you said before, big players, especially like Neymar, they have to step up, especially on a one-legged game. I think if PSG lost against Dortmund, I think the backlash would not have been as big as if they lose against Atalanta because it's against a renowned team, two legs. But I think now with all the injuries, that's where, yeah, as I said, Neymar has to step up. He has had rough patches with the supporters in the past years. But I think if he manages to carry the team to the semifinals, then I think all will be forgotten, and he'll be back in the good graces. So I think, yeah, I think this is it's a tough spot where they're gonna have to win with the players they have. But I feel like if they do, then the amount of of non-injured players and like non-suspended players are going to come back is really going to help them and boost their confidence. So I think this is going to be a really, really hard obstacle. But once they get it, I think they can go all the way.
Yeah, and PSG starting 11 for tonight is already out. And looking at it, it's what we expected. I'm only scared about the midfield, not really know how it's going to go because you got Gay, Herrera, and Marquinhos, right? And to my knowledge, all three of them have never played together in a game. So it's going to be like the first time for them to be playing together. They've got no really knowledge of exactly how they play, etc. I'm a bit
It's a
scared
very
about Herrera. Like, what physical
yeah.
form is he in?
Herrera
It's
and
a
Gay
very
already played together.
sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, Herrera hasn't been in the starting 11 for a Champions League game for a big. He's been injured big part of the
Yeah,
season, and Marquinhos again in that number 6 role. I mean, for me, the creative spark in there is supposed to be Herrera, and I don't know if he can I don't know if he's good enough, honestly,
Yeah,
to have that
it's a
burden.
very defensive midfield. I feel. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be interesting to see how they transition into this very defensive midfield into that wide attack with Sarabia and maybe Neymar. I think it's going to be interesting to see, and I think that's going to be the key. It's going to be the understanding between those three midfield players and the players up top.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird. I mean, I guess looking at it, they've set it up as a 4-3-3. Neymar playing as the sort of number 10 role. Um, Icardi, Sarabia. I've got more faith in Sarabia in this game, of course. Icardi, I don't know. I don't know how they're really going to play about it. I mean, this brings us to now analysis we're going to do about the game against Atlanta and how we think PSG should play against Atlanta. We know Atlanta loves to press high. It's been their trademark for the entire year. Do you guys feel PSG need to sort of change the way they play looking into this game?
I don't think so. I mean, I think PSG has like enough like talent and technique to play on the ground and not try those high balls. But then without Mbappe, of course, it's harder to play high balls. So that's why I think they should keep the possession style they have, like trying to get Neymar kind of like down low and kind of create the game, and maybe find Sarabia on the wing. And I think they should play a lot of crosses also onto Icardi, because Icardi, like I know he's not in his best form now, but with the head he's really good. He has like a good head game. So I mean, then as you said, like we don't know, the midfield could be the midfield could be really shaky. But then I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Marquinhos in number 6 role can maybe control the game and try to make the good passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Alex. I don't think PSG needs, especially to just change the game of play. I think they've gotten this far playing the way they have. I think it's too late to change. I think the players know each other. Know each other well. As Alex said, I think you have to play on a Cardi. I think he has to keep a more of a holding attacker role in a game like this, and support and lay off to Neymar and Sarabia.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't think PSG should change the style of play.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was uh, thinking maybe if they continue playing the way they are, it's gonna get into what Lazio like. Um, I just look at this back four: Kimpembe, Thiago Silva, Kerr, and Bernat. I think how well can they play under pressure? Every time, and this goes for Ligue 1, so I'm not sure how relevant this is, but every time PSG have had a bad game, it's because the opposition has pressed high on them. You saw it against Rennes or against Monaco in that 3-3 draw. I feel like that's definitely a weak point that teams that are good enough can exploit. And I think you kind of saw it maybe more on the PSG Saint-Etienne game, where PSG decided to, I wouldn't say sit back, but they were obviously much more aggressive on the counter attack. Now, Mbappe wasn't injured, of course, but you see in the transition play, that's where PSG, I feel, are at their most dangerous because of the just sheer pace and quality they have up front. I feel is and should be a factor that PSG should focus more on. Now, given the fact that Mbappe's out, um, and given the scenario of the game, I think maybe, first off, I'm with you guys. You try and control the pace of the game. Neymar's going to be your focal point, find him as much as possible. And he's been able to work magic. If that doesn't happen, you bring Mbappe in, get into that transitional play, and it should do the trick. Yeah, so that brings us on our predictions for the game and maybe for the rest of the tournament. What are you guys saying?
I think it's going to be really interesting. I think, well, being the first of the quarterfinals, I'm honestly really excited. I think it's going to be, surprisingly, it's going to be a very defensive game. I think despite those two teams having big attacks, I think it's going to have very fine margins, like a 1-0, a 2-1 maybe. I think PSG is going to come out on top. But however, I think if they don't, then I think Thomas Tuchel is going to have to go, because I think it's going to be just 1 year too many where they lose again.
Yeah,
They
but
got rid with a draw, so I think they're going to win. And I mean, I hope for the manager they're going to win.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, do you want to go next?
yeah, I'll go. But I mean, I talked about this in my first ever video on the channel, the PSG review, where I asked the question: if Tourelle does get knocked out, do you fire him? And given Ligue 1 is like 9 days away. Like the Champions League final is the same day as the Ligue 1
Yeah.
restarts. So if Tuchel does get fired, are you really going to fire a coach and bring in another one while we'll have 7 days with the team before? I don't know. And that's a question for another day. But for my predictions, I think PSG are definitely going through. They'll have a comfortable-ish game where uh, I see Atlanta being dangerous, but overall, PSG still have a strong defense. Don't forget, during the restart, they've conceded next to no goals and have been like very good. So I don't see Atlanta posing too much of a threat, and I see PSG going rather comfortably. And I think, from there on, as Alex said beginning of the video, the table's really good for them. And PSG are my favourites for this year's Champions League, and I see them winning. So, if you give me £100 tomorrow, I'll put them on PSG winning the Champions League. There you go. I said it.
Damn, no. I mean, I see PSG going through as well, but I feel like they're going to concede one goal for sure. Like, PSG are going to have the control of the game for sure, but I feel like I think like maybe 10 or 15 minutes they're going to like kind of be like in relief mode, and they're just going to think like they've got it. And maybe I feel like it's going to go like 1-0 PSG like until like the 70th minute, then a 1-1 Atalanta, and I think PSG are going to win 2-1 in the final 10 minutes. But then, I mean, I don't know if I see PSG like as my favorites, but I see them definitely, I think, in the final.
Yeah.
But then, if you have a huge Bayern Munich, like on the other side, I mean, we'll see how PSG's form is going to be, but like I don't feel like PSG are that good to win. We'll see. We'll see.
You gotta back yourself.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
I see them in the final, but I don't see them winning for now. I'll see after tonight's game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tonight's game is going to determine so much. If it's like a PSG play badly but pass, they'll be. It's like if they have like a Barca type performance against Napoli, it's gonna tell a lot because even if it's Leipzig or Atletico in the next round, you're like not gonna be favorites.
No.
But we'll wait for tonight. We're an hour and a half from kickoff, so
Exactly. All excited.
so there you go.
The pressure's
You feeling
on.
the pressure? You feeling the pressure, Alex?
Yeah.
Where is this
All day.
pressure-wise? Is this like bigger than any other PSG game?
I mean, honestly, yes, because like, I mean, last year, oh no, last year, Man U, like I thought we were going through, but like this year we have so much pressure because we have the easy table. But like the other years it was against Barcelona. I mean, like I don't want to talk about it anymore, but like we're not favorites, of course, But like now, like it's as you said, it's maybe like the only chance we can have PSG this year to maybe go through the final and even win it, like as you believe, Max. But the
This
pressure is
makes me.
definitely on.
This reminds me of England's run in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like you got the easy part of the draw. No, uh, who knows? Who knows? I only wish you the best. If only you could be like England, but
I don't want to end up like England.
I'm supporting you,
Oh,
so maybe you're not in with a good shout. No, but all jokes aside, we wish you luck, Alex. Uh, have a good game. It's going to be a good game, like to be
I
honest.
feel like it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, it's the quarterfinals, Champions League, so it's got to be. But anyway, that's been our last preview for this Champions League. Quarterfinals starting tonight, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Bye.